a mean one day.
Hello. We alive.
At the window. And I was dying laughing thinking about that daggone Tom and Jerry cartoon. Hey guys, hey.
That was such a funny episode.
Honey, some things I would never forget. Good morning, good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
How are y'all doing this morning? Welcome to Coffee and Conversations. Come in and join us.
Girls.
Holla at us. Tap in, honey. Tap in.
Wake up and make today count because you made it, honey. You woke up.
Right. We have another day of rest.
Don't get me with my
honey.
My Easter Sunday voice. Don't let me get my Easter Sunday voice.
Please don't start her up, y'all, because she got me in here crying already. Y'all don't even understand. We be making our drinks this in the morning, and I'll be in here in tears already. But yeah, she is hilarious. Precious is something else.
It's just me, right?
It's just her, cause y'all. I'm not like that, right? I'm not fool.
It's just me.
Now y'all know.
You ever had that person you can't in your coffee, but you don't want to throw none away?
Right, we gonna sip it down. Oh, it's gonna get sit down and stirred.
We gonna walk in that marriage slowness.
You know you walk down that aisle because they have all the attention on you.
You know what I'm saying? You
want to
take it slow.
You gotta stroll it.
Look around, say hello to the people.
You wave.
Who came to celebrate your love.
You up here waving to everybody.
And I'm here.
And she's here.
Okay.
So yes, guys.
Made it to the table with no spill.
Yes.
The evidence is in the napkin. The napkin is still clean. She did that. Those of you who will catch the replay and know that I made it to the table. But yes.
Child, you don't be spilling stuff.
Listen,
your hands and stuff.
Listen, they wouldn't be able to tell that we pulled ourselves out of the bed this morning. Let me tell you, it's something about once you up, you up. That's why we say Coffee and Conversations, wake up and make today count. Because baby, once you up, you up.
Once you up, you up.
So it's like if you can just when it's up,
then it's up.
When it's up, then it's up. So if you can just get out the bed and get up, the rest is history or her story.
Story.
Yes. But it's up to you.
Yep, guys. So listen, we did drag ourselves out because I was just telling Precious, I did not want to get out the bed this morning. It was sinking me in.
It was
your bed just sinks you in.
You like it loved you.
I was like, oh. But
you ever been loved by your bed in the morning, right when it was time to go? That rollover hug.
Yeah. And it'd be so warm, especially when it'd be nice and warm.
Yeah.
And you got to take the covers off. I'd be like, oh. But once that air hits you, it's like, okay, I'm up. Let's do this. Let's start this day.
Yes. And so for me, when that cold air hit me, it's like, I don't want to get up.
Mm-hmm.
That's why that rainy weather have you in the bed because you be like, oh, it's raining outside.
Then you be having your.
I don't want to stay in the rain. I mean, I want to stay in the bed because it's raining. It's dull. It gives us reasons to go inside ourselves, inside the moment, inside. But good morning. This is Coffee and Conversations, honey. We're just getting started. I hope you guys had an amazing night. How was your night, Kia?
It was cool. It was pretty good. I had a good night. Was in the bed around 9 something, laying there till I fell asleep.
Oh yeah.
So I had a good night. How was yours?
It was fun. I think I couldn't figure out what to cook last minute. Then I ran to the store because the kids was like, we done had turkey wings, we done had chicken, we done had all that already. And I'm like, what to cook? So I called myself running to the store to get some shrimp from Harris Teeter. So I figured, I can make them a quick pasta because you can't go wrong with the pasta. And it was a half a day, so no excuses. They've been here. They was there all the day, most of the day. And then I get to the store and there was no freaking shrimp.
Oh, girl, I done made spaghetti yesterday. So what you wound up doing?
And I brought sauce because I was like, I got beef meatballs there already. I won't have to do all that. And I like the ones from Sam's Club. Oh my God, those beef meatballs are so good. But I just put it in the sauce, and I was gonna make some angel hair pasta and make it easy. And I get to the house and I go in the freezer, like, don't worry, I just bought sauces, bought a little bit of snacks because they take, lunch to school. And only to come in and pull the meatballs out, and why was they
a little bit
expired?
Oh, dang.
So then, just when I looked at that, and I was like, I ran in the deep freezer and just pulled out some wingettes and was like, oh, they're just gonna get
chicken and spaghetti.
No. I got wingettes, so I was gonna do them different flavor wings.
Oh, okay.
And then just when I threw the chicken in the sink, my phone rings because Chef Ron had took a nap, so he had dozed off. Mm-hmm. And I answered the phone. He's like, "Where you at, babe?" I was like, "Shoot, I just came in from the store," and I told the whole story. He's like, "Oh, come upstairs to Daddy. If you want me to order something," I said, "Oh, yes, Daddy." Order us something. So
look at the solution.
He told myself, "You take care of Daddy, I take care of you. You don't have to cook." I said, "See, femininity."
See,
yes, Daddy.
That's what I'm talking about.
Order us some food. He just ordered up some food, and I just went and laid down, and I didn't have to figure it out. So it was a good night for me yesterday. Let me tell you.
When you do your part, he will
that
do
part.
his, and when he do his, you will do.
That's why God be saying, honey, you gotta look busy. When God look around, he like, we're Kia, we're presents. Oh, hey, what y'all doing over there? Oh, we was trying to get ahead of the game.
When you take some steps, he will meet you.
Like, I was trying to get ahead of the game. I didn't feel like doing nothing, but
come on now.
I got up because, girl, I see
your effort. Yeah, I'm warm, and I'm normally cold, but it's starting to get warm outside, but it's going to get winter-like again.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I don't know. It's the coffee. It's the heat. It's the hot.
It is.
It
is
going down. Yeah, because really I get hot, I get cold, and I'm like, I know I ain't going through no.
I gotta find my phone so I can share it to my groups. I know it's somewhere.
So yeah, I'm like,
y'all know I got a million groups, honey. Soulvivor, the Soulvivor. I Choose Me, Perspective with the Paulins, and we have 21 days to wealthy, WELLTHY, right? Making sure you're well. So I got a million groups.
Oh, wait. So did we say the topic?
The topic today is, are you transparent in your parenting? So I want y'all to sit in that.
Come on now.
I want you to think about it. Yes. For all the parents out here, and there are plenty of us, because, honey, these kids is running all over. So the question is, are you transparent in your parenting? Are you literally guiding or advising? Because for me, transparency in your parent, I always say the word transparent has the word parent in it, which means that your job is to be crystal clear, right? God sent them through you. They don't belong to you. And so he knows that you have information, you have credibility.
Some
there
wisdom,
are things that
of experience of going through some things.
And not to mention the DNA, right? And that's why I say it's not in the DNA, it's in the CNA. The DNA is what you're rooted in. It is your skill sets. You will find that a family, you go find their traits. That's that DNA. Most people were cooks, right? Most people were creative. A lot of people were actors, actresses, right? They were great athletes. They was athletic, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's that DNA, that's that bloodline, that's that thing that makes you special. It's the thing that is your jizz, is your gifting,
and your genes,
right? Yeah. But the CNA, so this is a phrase, or SEENA is how you operate in it, right? So if I never seen you operate in your gift and how you move or whatever the case may be, I wouldn't know how to do it, right? And so I get to see, we visual learners. And so everything that you saw some way, even if you got an idea to start something, you still had to do the homework to understand the steps. That's why God always say, write the vision and make it plain. There is a blueprint, steps that must be taken. And so you're not supposed to look from here to there. You're supposed to look from here to here. And then it's not so overwhelming because you understand it's a process.
Let me think. So would you be being a doctor because your mom was a doctor, your dad was a doctor, one of your uncles or something was a doctor? Would that be a CNA? Because that's what you seen in your family? That's not a DNA.
Yeah,
but that's a CNA.
Well, it depends on the type of doctor, right? Because people are skilled in different areas. So yours might be math, right? So if your family is good with their hands, then if you can understand the steps and the genes and genetics, then you would not only learn to be a doctor, but you would be a masterful doctor because you have gifted hands. You have a way you do things, a way you touch. Prime example, like a cook, right? It's like if you see your grandma cook for so long, right? In the CNA. Now, if you ain't never seen nobody cook, you may have a gift of cooking, but because everybody was busy going, they never developed that DNA in order for you to turn it into a CNA, which can become a family legacy business, stuff like that. So yeah, so the CNA is just how I do what I do.
Yeah, so I was thinking CNA was more like what you see is what you do. More
because it goes both ways.
That's what you're around and that's what you see. So you pick it up and now that's what you start doing.
That's what you start doing.
Yeah, so that's what I was kind of thinking. Like,
so it works.
What that would be like?
It works for you and against you. Because if I see the way you deal in relationships and it's not healthy,
if I grew
then
up
I pick up those traits.
Abused, my aunt get abused. Melissa. That's what I've been growing up seeing.
Yeah,
you know. So now, when I realize that as I'm getting older and I'm going through relationships, and now I'm starting to be abused, it's not that I'm saying I'm accepting it, but I probably would stay in it longer, maybe, because that's what I've been seeing growing up. Yeah, I see it.
So you see what I'm saying? You're more receptive and like, prime example, if you've been in a relationship, if you've been if in your relationship somebody's been getting hurt or something like that and you grew up watching that, then you would be more receptive to receiving that type of behavior. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
So CNA is just how you do what you do. So even in you know,
gotcha.
So the DNA is why you're why when heaven yelled. That's in you. And it's like that's that desire that's in you that keep on pulling genetic pull that keep on being like, I don't know why, but I keep on feeling like I want to do a book. You know, when I went to the African American Museum in DC, what an experience, right? It was such an experience. It was beautiful too. At the same time, to see the shoulders in which we stand on. But Marcus Garvey, we've always heard. We know Marcus Garvey is related to us. You know, from my grandma's side, she was born in Jamaica. See our cheekbones. But let me tell you, when I was walking through, and you know, and they had a whole setup on Marcus Garvey, and it said that he created the pen. You know, the ink thing when they had the whole write up, and it made me stop, right? Because DNA. So I'm in a bloodline of somebody who created a pen. And then I take the pen and I create a book, right? It's a relay way. So your DNA is the structure in which your foundation of which your an alignment it comes, right? Because you're get an alignment for your assignment. I'm attached to a bloodline, a kingdom. Alignment. So everybody has a kingdom within themselves. You are a kingdom. I'm a kingdom. You see, we are all kingdoms. And so when I'm attached to the CNA of it, I get to structure myself. I get to, do all of the other things that basically builds you into what people can see. Now I can have gifting, but not access because nobody activated the seeing part for me. And so now I'm trapped with a dream trying to figure out where do I go? And that's when you're in search. That's why God says, seek and you shall find. So once I make it seem to you, you're going to find it. That's so once I started going live and I was like, I want to be in a world where people are speaking and because this is my passion. I don't know what to do with. Now when I started going live, I started to pull that in because now I see it. And seeing is believing. So if I can see it, then I can believe it, then I can achieve it. You know what I mean? So if you allow them to see certain things, it gives them the right perspective and it allows them to grow. Let me close up all this crap.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's it right there. Now once you activate it and now to get around your tribe of people that's doing the same thing so you can gain certain knowledge of that thing. And now you take it to where you're supposed to take it to.
That part.
Within your talents and gifts.
So
absolutely. Good
what
morning,
is
Melissa.
Melissa had a dream.
What? Kia.
I'll be like, Kia. That's how Aunt Diane, honey. I'm telling you, Aunt Diane, go on the same way, Melissa. Kia, you were in my dreams last night, and man, they were crazy dreams. We had all kinds of weird animals chasing us around this strange neighborhood and getting it by cars and whatnot. You were running along right beside me, LOL, going to do some dream research and later to see what it might be.
Please, Melissa.
Girl, I'm so glad I wasn't with y'all, girl.
See, because last night, sitting up in that bed, I was watching The Day After Tomorrow. The Day After Tomorrow or something where New York was under.
Let me find out that y'all were connecting last night.
Wolves, girl. The wolves got out of the place. And the
that
guys
is so crazy, Melissa.
And the wolves was chasing them, girl. And out, like we were saying, y'all better run. Crazy. Hurry up. Oh my God, he coming. The wolves was hungry and they was chasing them 3 boys, girl. So that's crazy.
That is crazy, Melissa, that you had that dream. And
I'm up here watching this thing in the
and I'm so glad that I ain't in that dream, honey, because please leave me at home when y'all running from animals. Okay? Leave me at home. I know that's on top of that.
Thank you. Yeah, what that means?
It's right on topic, actually. Because it seems that Kia was watching wolves last night. That means there's a high connection right now. I'm telling y'all, this is the year to 7.
Honey.
2023, the year to 7.
2023.
Resting and being enough in that Sabbath. And so like that intuition, that gift, and those the connections that we are in tune and needed for each other. What did she put?
She said,
I think Kia was next to me because she was talking about how you took off running at Coney Island like a track star. It must have stuck with me. I was just thinking that too. Because Kia was the track star out running, killing lizards and lions.
Not the lizards and lions.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Listen, let me get to sharing this live because we ain't even get started.
It was
animals
like that.
Good morning, Mama Joan. I love Mama Joan.
Hey, Mama Joan.
Hey, Mama Joan. Thank you, Melissa, for letting us know she in the building. We didn't see her. Hey, Mama Joan.
And lizards. Oh, it was some strange animals out there.
It sounded like y'all was in the zoo.
Girl, what kind of dream?
Girl.
We was in a forest. Safari? Where was we? Because the movie was in the middle of New York City with the Statue of Liberty frozen, girl. Honey.
I'm going to sip my coffee.
Good morning. Yeah,
good morning, love.
Dreams are crazy. You be like...
She said purple is royalty, so y'all was being chased by royalty.
Royalty is
trying to knock y'all down.
Royalty is
lions and we were just
talking
talking about Kingdom
on Marcus Garvey and
Kingdom.
How we come from greatness.
Yes, that's the kingdom. The animal kingdom is chasing
our crowns back, ladies and gents.
Happy birthday, mommy! Today is my mom's birthday. Shout out to Faye. Oh, y'all in here too? You know what I think? They may be in Good Morning.
Oh,
you know what? They may be in. See, it goes to my personal page. It goes to Soulvivor and Soulvivor. That's a private group. So if people are watching from the private group, it'll be Facebook user because it's private, so you won't see their thing. She putting their names in. She must be tagging them. I love them, Melissa. Tag them in. Tag them.
.com. You hear me? Michelle DeWitt, good morning. William Brown, good morning. Dahlia Brown, good morning.
She reaching out to them.
Star F.A. Good morning.
Yeah, but today is my mom's birthday, so we're going to sing to her before it's over. If she gets on this live. If not, she catch the replay at the end.
Good morning. Oh, yes, honey.
Good morning, Jomar.
Morning, y'all. This topic this morning is
we need to get up in here. We need to get up in here because we about to be talking about
what? What say you?
And you know what? That's the thing. Are you transparent in your parenting as a parent?
Come on.
Are you like honest about your experiences? Do you teach with advice or do you teach with guidance? Right? Because like I said, advice means you're adding vices. Good morning, Tammy. Good morning, Nancy. Good morning,
y'all. That's right. I love it. I love it.
So,
good morning.
So do you add vices to your kids?
Or
do you actually guide them from a loving standpoint? Because you remember, I mean, is it so hard to remember being a kid? And I was just saying, it really nothing has changed. You know, they'll say people were young having babies, but if you do the math on your aunts and uncles and them, you realize they were the same ages that you were.
Or younger.
So I don't think that changed, right? I think what changed was the time. Parents have less time than I think other parents had. I would say a generation above, because that the last generation was the time started to get lost on our parents. I would say our parents' time started to get lost just because they was just really getting into the groove of parenting and starting young and still trying to live as well as provide. And so I think that independence, because I remember spending a lot of time with my grandma or by ourselves because my mom is working or my dad is, somewhere else.
It started, women started being more of, do you think it really was a time, or it's just the situation that you are in at the time, that you just are the breadwinner and you are the one that's doing everything? It's just
I think it's life, and right, and that's why I say transparency is so important, because with transparency, you explain it while you're going through it, right?
Don't be so
even though we started, we started young, and there was a lot of stuff that you couldn't do or whatever, because like I said, we were young and building relationships. So being able to be very clear with the kids in the holidays when it's like, oh, we can't do all that this year, and just sitting them down and letting them know, oh, we ain't doing all this because of ABC, and just making them a part of the real conversation so that they had gratefulness and they understood that, nobody's avoiding, nobody's not doing this. This is a responsibility. These are what the bill. Transparency is putting out the bills.
Being real,
keeping it 100.
Is keeping it 100.
So you don't assume, because they said when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. So assumption leave them lost, and everybody walking around being asses in the house because nobody had
growing up to be an
communication.
Because you ain't have no transparency, so you just as lost in the world because nobody was ever real
and feeling victimized
and transparent with you on how the world really works and how stuff get done and how you get stuff to get it done. Period.
And I'm gonna tell you an honest thing. Clubhouse. When we have a perspective with the Paulins on Clubhouse, and we got to bring it back up, but we were doing it consistently. And I'm telling you that hour, 2, 3, sometimes 4-hour show broke chains off of me. And I think it broke chains off of me because, shout out to my mom, she was coming in the rooms, and depending on the topic, she was very transparent about things and situations that tended to related to the topic. It was no shame, it was no thing. She was just true to herself, and that broke chains off of me because I had assumptions. And in hearing her story allowed me to release my misunderstanding because I just assumed. And when I was listening,
that's what
right. And I also was able to forgive my daddy on certain levels because of certain storylines and certain things that I see happen to him. Then I can forgive my mom on certain levels because I realized that there was some very key factors that I was unaware of, and from where I was standing, it was a nose, but from where she was standing, it was the damn tail of the elephant, right? And so I love that my aunt Diane shows the perspective of you could be looking at a whole elephant, and everybody's describing, oh, it looks like this long hook, and then somebody else is like, nah, it got like hard nails that look like such, and somebody's like, It's got a tail that curls. And somebody else like, no, it's a horn. And everybody's right from where they're standing.
Come on now.
From what they can see, because the elephant is so big, and if I just put you right here, what you see is true.
What you looking at.
But because there is no communication, we never get to realize that we are sitting, the elephant in the room is the whole damn elephant. But I'm arguing over the trunk, and you arguing over the tail, and she arguing over the ear, and he arguing over this. But we all arguing over the same elephant, but from where we're standing. And so transparency allows people to not have to argue, but relate so the ship can move. Because relationship means that I relate so the ship can move, and I'm no longer anchored in my understanding. And so transparency allows you to move that ship, that relationship, that what is that? That commitment, right? All of these different things that was meant to basically grow you up. And so I think that transparency is really the key when we're parenting, because I can honestly say I freaking love the heck. How many people could be like, I freaking love my kids. Like I could be around them all day. I freaking love them. And I know it's because of our transparency, our honesty, so that they respect us. So it's more that they don't want to disappoint us. They're not, oh my God, she's going to beat the brakes off of me. She really feeling, as individual
because you have a relationship, you know who your kids are individually.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like really.
That matters.
Some parents don't even know who their kids are. Because they're advising versus building relationships with them.
Joe Ma said he got a story, honey. Don't make us have to send you a link. We'll send you the link if you want to tell your story. We got links up in here. We invite you now. Tell me if you want to join in, honey. We pull you on. We'll pull you right in. Okay, so let's see. We over here acting like we ain't talking to y'all. Let's get through these conversations.
Yeah, let's have these conversations.
Because we can go on.
What dad is anchored in your understanding. Yeah. Girl, that's a dagger because you stuck. You're stuck. And how you see
you
are stuck in your understanding. So you can't move. You can't hear nothing else because.
Melissa says, I'm very transparent as a parent. Sometimes I wonder if I'm too transparent. No. And you remember that time when I told you to do the stuff for the kids and it changed their world because it was like Christmas time and she was feeling bad because they was giving her stuff and she was like, oh, I wanted to give that. And I was like, girl, you teach them to serve. We came to be service. And Christmas, the kids miss that you are serving. Jesus is so special that you get gifts on his birthday. How many people get gifts on your birthday? Nobody. So he loved you so much that people are going to give their money to celebrate you for him. So you got to teach them that it's about giving. And so you got to be willing to receive so they learn that it ain't about taking, it's about giving. So that transparency is stuff is so
giving
good.
As well. And it feels so good
to give. Oh my God, it feels so good to give. When you start
feeling so much better to give than to receive, it's a whole nother level.
A whole nother level. A whole nother level. Melissa says, I always try to guide with love and share my stories, but sometimes being too honest, I found has given my kiddos a chance to worry about stuff before they need to. So I'm still learning how to balance the transparency. So true.
I understand what you say.
Totally understand that.
Because now it's stuff that they don't even know that now they know. And that's why sometimes I say, I wish I wouldn't even knew because now I feel this way. But when it comes to the kids, like sometimes like if I say to Jalen, nope, I ain't got money for that. Now he's like, he's scared. He's not scared to ask me, but he's gonna always think that I don't have money. Or he's like, oh, well, I ain't gonna ask because I know you're gonna say you ain't got no money. But it's like, well, I did have money, and if you wanted us to stop, then that would have made me happy. Let's go sit down and eat. But he was like, well, when I asked before, so it's like, but you just gotta explain. Once you keep explaining and letting them know, no, you don't have to feel that way. Just ask. Right. Like Precious, just ask.
Just ask.
Honey.
And that's why guidance is key. Because if I'm advising you, I'm telling you something and sending you on your way. But if I'm here all the time, then I'm paying attention, and that's when the guidance come in. So it is important, like you said, to be able to have balance, but the balance is in your emotions. Make sure that you are emotionally in the right place when you transfer the information, because remember, words give us feelings depending on how it was introduced to us.
How it was said too.
Right. And so that's the emotion that's attached. So like when we would say, oh, people used to always say, you dumb, and everybody wanted to fight because you thought they was calling you stupid, when the actual word represented to be speechless without a voice. And so the perspective was that it was introduced to me and somebody was overbearing. And when they called me dumb, I assumed that it was stupid. And I felt emotionally weak because of how it made me feel.
And your feelings creates your actions.
Your actions, behavior, health, right? Your emotions, it end up being the behavior that you portray, period. So yeah, so it's all about being clear, being honest, but with a little bit of grace, right? And so it's like right now at this time, right? Because at this time would have changed him feeling the next time. Right now, this week, week to week, we know day to day what condition we in. But right now, in this time, in this season, maybe the next 90 days,
right now,
I'm doing
ABC. At this moment, I might even have it later on.
And give them a deadline.
Right. I might let's see what happens later on. We might still do it if I get something later on, right?
Give them a deadline. Say, listen, for the next 90 days, I'm going to be, the finances are tight. So we're going to all work together to save money in all areas that we can. So we're going to eat in. We're going to do a family night. We're going to do home movie night. Make it make fun and make it make sense. Now, when you parent them with that perspective, now they're excited to be cooking at home and watching movies with you, and they could care less about what you take them to do because you treated them like they matter. And so a lot of times growing up, parents is like, get on about it, and we doing this, and you'll find out later you ought to be seen and not heard.
You ought to be
but
seen
taking
and
that
heard.
time to make them feel valued, make their voice count. Make them not dumb for by the time you release them out. Right. And then they can ask when they question, because if I'm afraid to ask now, when I get older and I find myself in confusing things, I would have been taught to just suffer in silence. No more, sis.
You become done.
So I don't ask the right questions because I'm scared of the answer. You got to make them not afraid to hear the answer. The answer is going to be the damn answer, irregardless of where you are. So you have to be able to accept reality in order to change it. I can only change that which I own. So teaching them ownership by having those hard conversations in a very graceful way allows them to respect, see, and work with you so they don't feel like a victim, but they feel like a victorious because they're like, oh yeah, we doing this together. Y'all are doing it together. Y'all are family. And when you get older and they get older, they're going to remember these moments and how you spoke to them, how they matter. And then when it no longer matters their opinion, your opinion, they're going to care because you build a real solid foundation where you didn't speak at them, you spoke to them because they needed you to speak through them. They need to grow out of that. So we all do.
They're a person and their opinion matters as well.
Hey, Lala.
Hey, lady.
I freaking love my kids too, LOL. They both are home with me today. I'm trying to tell you. Finally caught up with the coffee and conversations. Good morning, ladies. Good morning. Hello, Facebook user. I don't know who finally caught up with the coffee and conversations. But good morning to you.
So glad you did.
Because it doesn't show. It shows Facebook user, which means you're probably in my Soulvivor to Soulvivor group. And that's okay. Jomar says, oh, wow, I have a story too much to type. But basically, my father had been let go from his job when I was like 10. And I was just seeing going my mom to work, but not knowing what was really going on. I called a meeting. Yes, my little ass called a meeting with my brothers and dad. And I told him I feel he needs to get a job. Well, you could imagine his response. And my brother flipped the script on me saying they didn't agree with me. Ha ha. Instead of my dad deciding to beat my A, he showed my brothers on. He showed my brothers on.
It's still going, but we can't see it.
Oh man.
He showed my brothers.
And did the message stop? Oh man, that was getting good, Jomar. You didn't link.
Yeah, so look, he was Soldier brother, honey. He called the damn meeting.
He showed my.
He was like, hold up, my mother up here working all these hours. Dad, you need to get you a job. Like,
what you doing,
she
bro?
needs some help.
She needs some support.
That part.
But I think you talk about. Did he say? And I'm glad that he didn't. He said instead of my dad deciding to beat my A.
What did he decide?
What did he show your brothers?
My brothers.
What? Tell us the was. And me what?
Tap me in. Okay.
Okay. Let's see. But yeah, so that's the key.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna hit that messenger. Ooh. Don't worry. Y'all can still see us, right? I'm gonna copy the link.
Okay.
Copy. Y'all give me a second. Let me get Jomar on here. Messenger. Got it. We're gonna get you in here so you can tell us the story. There you go. There you go. We're gonna paste that link. No, this is Messenger. What you mean? I got Messenger on here. So we on Messenger, and I sent the link to Jomar. So let me go back to StreamYard.
Okay.
Yeah, that's him, right? Mm-hmm. So I sent you the link, Jomar. So feel free to hit that link, and we'll see you come up in the studio, and then we'll add you to the conversation so that you can give us a complete story. But I think that is key is transparency. So how transparent are you with your kids? And can you look back and think about the conversations that you wish you would have had? Because we all know that hindsight is 20/20, and the lack of transparency, sometimes you get to see the results and who they become because they didn't understand, and you didn't, paint a picture so that they got what you were dishing. And so it's important to be clear. Like, clarity is key.
Because I tell you, Precious, that has got me in a pretzel many times with my kids, because you talking about stressful when you try not to let the kids see that you struggling and you really ain't got it like that, but you trying to make sure that you get them the things they want and, trying to be a friend you feel like to them. And it's like, but you over here secretly suffering in silence, stressing out on Christmas stuff and not really being prepared and like have saved up the money to get the gifts that they want on the list that you are going to get and ain't going to get whatever. And then it's like they're so disappointed when you absolutely can't do it. And so for me, it was like, getting stressed out, and it's like they're so disappointed, and it's like then I blow up because I'm like, what do you think this is? And now you seem so ungrateful, like I can't even do it. And it's like you start to explode, like, and it's like, woo, hold up. So Precious had helped me plenty of days, okay? And it's like, if you would have been more transparent and stop trying to act like you got this and got that, and you could get them everything they want every time they ask you something. So now they ungrateful, right? They ain't even grateful for the things, and they don't even understand what you out here going and doing and what it requires. So you need to be more transparent with how you get your money and what you going through. And no, I don't have it right now. And this bill needs to be paid because this bill costs $300 and something, and roll it out and let them see life, because now they have no idea what it takes to be out here in this world. So I definitely, had to go through that. And I am still being, working on being as transparent as possible, right? Because it's if you're not used to doing it, because, kids are to be seen, I heard you just, I just say what it is and you listen to what I say, so it's building the relationships and building the friendships and building, all of that, taking time to be with them and stuff like that. So it's happy birthday to Lady too. Full circle parenting takes transparency. Trust me.
Yes.
Because you will see such a difference. And if you can't be real and tell your real story so that they understand how to deal with things when things happen, and they remember what you said and things that happen with you, or, you know, whatever y'all discuss, it'll help them long in life.
Very long in life.
Long in life. So
very long in life.
Absolutely. That transparency is so important. So important. Because, you know, we was just talking about, you know, the ages of people having kids, you know, and I was like, you never realized that, but people make such a fuss. Oh my God, these kids so young having these kids. Okay, well, ma'am, how old was you when you had your first child?
Right.
How dare you judge?
Yeah.
Don't be judgmental when you talking. It's how you're saying
it's
it.
How
so
you're saying
when
it.
The way you coming across is like, how dare you?
Yeah.
Stop. Right? So it's like, ain't no different these days than it was back in the days. And actually, they probably was a little younger having kids. Right?
Yeah.
So,
but it's because, you know, people have, you know, different dreams, and that's another thing. We respond out of our fear, false evidence appearing real, instead of the idea of the new way to fear, forget, escaping, and rise, right? And so because of fear, we remember the what happened to us. We remember how hard it was. And instead of being clear and transparency and speaking from an experienced type of way, which is guidance, right? We sometimes speak from the role of, it comes off as judgment, right? And then when you do your own math, you like, wait a minute. And now you're going to get that lack of respect when a story come full circle and they know how to add and they learn how to break stuff down. And then they get in that relationship, right? And they're like, well, wait a minute. Why didn't you tell me that?
Let's
well,
be honest.
What is this? Or what was that? And so I think that a lot of times when they say when the kids grow up, they're going to come back and they're going to understand, because life is going to teach them. But you could have avoided life teaching them.
Either you going to have to show them little things, or life
will show them.
Which way would you rather have it? Because if life get a hold of them, you don't know how it's going to turn out.
You don't know how it's going to turn out.
And they say them streets grew me up. You let them grow up in the streets, or you want to have them grow up, you gonna teach them and do things with them. So you gonna let them grow up with you, or you gonna let them grow up with the people in the streets.
With the people in the streets,
right?
So, yep, the option is yours. Let me check something.
That part right there. So it's crazy, but this being transparent. Can you be too transparent with a child? I don't think so, because I'll be honest, me and my son went to have lunch, right? I forgot my husband gave us a $50 Chili's gift card. So we actually, I was like, come on, this is our time. We could spend time together. They had a half a day. So I was like, you want to go eat lunch and sit down? I was like, Daddy gave us a $50 gift card. So we sat down and ate. But while we was driving there, we was talking about, girls. And I'm transparent when it comes to, because I want him to be able to really ask me anything. So I don't really hold stuff back like that, because I really want to hear what he's going to ask me and what is he thinking, right? At this age, he's 14. So, he's asking me how old was I when I first had sex. Oh, no.
No, I was just seeing if the link worked, and I did pop up, so it works.
Okay. So he was asking me, how old was I when I first had sex? How old was I when I first had my first boyfriend, my first real boyfriend, right? And so I told him, and then he asked me, well...
Jomar, the link is in your messenger, in case you're looking for it.
And then he asked me, like, how old was I when I first had sex? And I told him. And, I don't know if he was shocked that I answered him, but...
my kids asked me the same question. How many people answered that question?
Now, and so guess what happened? His dad called me.
I said, don't ask your daddy.
Answered the phone. And so we was talking, and hey, babe, how you doing? So then I was like, yeah, so me and Jenny over here going to lunch. And I was like, yeah, so since you on the phone, because now I want to hear what he's saying. Right? So I was like,
not you trying to put your man on the spot, because you was put on the spot.
I want to hear what he's going to say, because now this is dad, right? So, and I want to hear what dad is going to say. So I asked him, I said, yeah, so babe, how old was you when you had your first real girlfriend? I asked him the same answers, questions. And so he was answering and he was talking, but he was giving a lot of information. And I was like, okay. I said, yeah, so we're about to get out the car. I said, so y'all can continue this conversation later. But it was good that he knew that he would talk with him and be honest and he wasn't trying to hold nothing back. But I was like, okay, babe, Dad, can't ask you all that. You going deep. Really? She was a thought? I was like, what? I was like, Jalen, you wanted to be somebody of value to her. He said, nah. I said, oh, you want her to be a thought so you can get it easy? I mean, we was really having a conversation. He was like, yeah, why would I want to go through all that work? I mean, it's my first time. I need somebody that's going to give it to me. I mean, we was having a transparent conversation, okay? It ain't coming through, but I'm loving the combo.
Hey, Niecy Pooh, I just realized who Lie Jules is.
Oh, hey.
Hey, boo.
So, yeah, when you have real conversations, you get the real them. And you want to know the real them. And the only way to do that is to be transparent with them kids. Parent from a transparent place.
And I always like for y'all to see that the word transparent has the word parent in it, which means your job is to be crystal clear. Your job is to be their guidance, their guardian, right? When we think about a guardian angel, we think about somebody who's overseeing, protecting, who can foresee because they have a special insight and gifting that allows them to maneuver us and steer us out of harm's way until we get our own keen insight, right? That's what you imagine a guardian angel is. And so if you have been put as a guardian over your child, that's why I like you to know that they come through you, they don't belong to you. So you're not building a bear, right? You don't know what God, what their purpose, what their assignment is, what that looks like. But he is trusting you to equip them with that DNA. He know the DNA because he sent them through you. So he already know what you already got in your reservoir to feed them. But that DNA is how he expects you to train them so that they can rise up and become greater than you because you learn your lessons and you turn them into blessings by being able to release them onto your offspring so they can miss some things that you had to go into, right? But the only way they're going to miss it if they trust you. The only way they're going to trust you if you create a relationship. The only way you create a relationship is if you no longer be anchored in your thinking and you allow them to have thinking too, and then you build a bridge from your thinking to their thinking so that they feel like they are part of the world. And so it's really being intentional with the gift of parenting and remove the shame and get in your lane because the shame is where your gain came from. Because of that thing I went through, you got to be here. Now it was hard. I wouldn't suggest you do it. It is doable because it got done. Use the evidence. But what I'm telling you that it could be easier if you're more equipped in these ways. So I'm not just going to speak at you. I'm going to speak through you, through me. I'm going to expose myself. Come on now. So that you don't mess up your picture when you go into the dark room and you're trying to develop. So I'm going to expose because now my picture is full bloom. I didn't come out while I was still in the dark room because you know that will ruin the picture. So God said, I got to put you in the darkness long enough to develop you into the picture because if they don't let it come together enough, then you might miss the mark. You might miss the moment. And so while they're developing, it is your job to be in focus because you already developed. So while you in the dark, when God already developed you, is beyond me. They are being developed. So the only people that should be hiding in the dark will be the people who are in the development stage. If I am parenting, that means I have developed at this point. And so it is my responsibility to make sure that you don't open the door too soon. It is my responsibility to make sure that you become the picture that you want, that you get to create it. And that's why I speak to you and I am honest with you and I'm transparent with you because I know that my mistakes, the only thing about a mistake is if you miss the takeaway. See that? Mistake. Miss the takeaway. If you don't miss the takeaway, it's not a mistake, baby.
Come on now.
It is something that made you who you are today. It is the step that you had to take to elevate into who you are.
And if you do miss that takeaway, you're gonna repeat it again. Because
I'm gonna tell you,
I'm gonna shoot that boo-boo.
God don't have that rule, no child left behind. Your ass will be in first grade in the spirit your whole life. He'll leave you in first grade because he said he'll never put more on you than you can bear.
You ain't learned from the mistake.
So yeah.
So you gonna repeat it again until you learn it. Come on now.
So period.
That part right
I don't know why the link wasn't working for Jomar. He said it was couple.
That's why I was saying I think it was Instagram. It was saying something about or unless he's saying was it on Instagram?
I'm in Messenger. I don't have Instagram on my computer.
Oh.
So you see, it went. So unless it's the wrong Jomar.
Oh, got you. Okay, got you.
See what I mean? So I don't know what happened. But anyway, that story, yeah. Let me send it to you.
Send it to me and then I'll send it to him.
Okay.
If it'll work. But yeah, y'all, this parenting does not come with instructions, right? So we're all doing the best that we can with what we have, what we've seen in our CNA, because I was definitely operating out of my CNA. Parenting, okay? Because it's like kids are to be seen, not heard, right? And my husband is definitely that person. It's like, you don't have a voice, you do what I tell you, you don't say nothing back, you don't look crazy at me or nothing, because you will get it, okay? And I'm not that parent, so I'm more understanding, but I'm too understanding because now you just
balance.
I gotta have that balance, right? Because I don't want to put hands on you, but
I don't want to put hands on you.
And I'm not a violent person, so I'm truly my dad's child. I don't even what to do. Like
you just gonna get a mush.
Yeah, like I feel like I should be able to talk to you more.
Yeah. You should be able to.
And you understand, not like you a grown adult, but I don't know.
Hey, Jomar done figured it out, y'all. He right there. Okay, but I think I got to see if he put his camera back on because I saw him and then it went out. So I'm gonna put him out.
Jomar, you in there? So yeah, it's just
Jomar, you was looking good in the frame. You ain't had to take your camera off. I saw you. I saw you in there. I saw you in the frame. But
yeah, able to hear him?
I don't know. Once I put him into the thing, but I'm waiting for him to come up clear so it don't be a blank screen.
So yeah, y'all, that parenting, it could make a break.
It could make or break what?
A child. In the end.
It could make or break a child in the end.
Because like I always tell my husband, I'm like, babe, think about you as that little boy. And how do you feel about your parents, right? How do you feel about your mom? How do you feel about your dad based on the things that they did and didn't do with you? So you have a chance to have a redo with your kids, right? So you always put yourself in a child's space, right? And treat them like you would want to be treated as that little child. Because now you as a grown adult, you still have things that you wish would have been different. You have a chance to make that different with your offspring. So don't make them same mistakes, right? Because you still feeling the effects of it. Build relationships, spend time, build relationships with the kids to make a difference in their life. So when they get older, they won't be feeling those same things that you're actually feeling at 50-something years old. You get a chance to make a difference with your DNA offspring, right? So yeah, man.
Hey, welcome to the live, Jomar.
What's up?
Good morning. Can y'all hear me?
We hear you loud and clear.
Yo, this is a good conversation.
Thank you. What were you gonna add? Because yours was getting good.
So I think I told Nakia this story. When y'all talk about being transparent, I don't have kids, but it just brought me back into. When I was younger, my father had, lost his job, right? And so as a kid, I just saw my dad not working for a period of time and watching my mom go to work. And so I don't know nothing about bills or anything, but it was just getting frustrating. It was all boys in the house and it was for probably a small short of time, but I just didn't like the fact that my mom was waking up at 7 a.m. and coming home late at night. and she was working, and I was like thinking like, what is my dad doing, right? So I was talking to my brothers, like, y'all, listen, we need to go ahead and have a conversation with him. So I was like, let's call a meeting. So I call a meeting with my brothers. They all agree. We all call a meeting with my dad. He comes into the bedroom, and I'm like, I guess I'll go first. We just feel like you need to get a job.
Somebody gotta go first.
Yeah. So I was like, we feel like you need to get a job. Yeah. So he was like looking at me, and I was like, yeah, all my brothers agree with me. We feel like you need to get a job. And they were like, we don't agree with you.
They left you hanging.
He was first and last.
Yes.
What was the setup?
So then my dad was like, oh, so you was a little smart little, you know what I mean? And I was like, well, I'm just saying, I feel like you need to get a job. You can work at Burger King. You can work at McDonald's. And so at that point, he could have whooped me, but he took the time to go get bills and, pull out, piece of paper and told us to write numbers down. And so he was like, even told us to the point where how much my mother made, and was like, so if she makes this, how do we have enough to pay this? So basically he was just letting us know, like, don't worry about what's happening around here. Number one, stay in a child's place, but also you're not going without no food. Y'all still got clothes. Y'all still got shoes. And he really taught us the value of $1. And then he went ahead and said, if I work at McDonald's for this, he told us how much he was getting for unemployment. If he worked at McDonald's at that point,
see, that right there, Joe Mom, was the secret. The secret was he was bringing in income still, but you didn't see.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah, didn't even see. So he's going through numbers, and he like, now would your mom be able to do everything like this on her own? So just understand, as a man, I'm doing what I need to do. Now I need y'all to do what y'all supposed to do, and that's stay in y'all place. But I remember him saying, I appreciate you coming to me, even in being okay with coming to me this, but next time don't think it's gonna be okay to come at me again like that. But but it was the transparency, and from there I knew the value of $1. We wasn't always asking for Jordans because we understood the price of bills and different things. So when a lot of our friends was asking for a lot of different things, we were like, no, I'm good, because we understood the reality of what's also happening too. So that was very transparent. And I think it's real big when parents can be transparent, it allows kids eventually to live their authentic selves as well, and not finding safe or creating a safe place or safe space for them to be able to talk and vent, because if not, they're going to find it somewhere else. So I think, at some point you ain't got no choice but to be transparent.
At some point,
sooner or later, you want it sooner so that it won't be at a tragic or such a point later that it's like, okay. Yeah. How did we get here? Because you waiting now to tell me truth and honesty and being real with me. No, you should have been real with me earlier in the beginning stages. Right. Yeah.
Oh, that was an awesome story.
My goodness.
And I think that was, and I love that as a man, he chose to raise you in that moment. That's how you raise a man. You give them clarity. You let them see behind the scenes, because it's like you say, when you go see a play, everybody's seeing everybody in the front, but it took a whole team for you to be able to enjoy the front lines. It was a back line, and so we don't know the person who's pulling the camera. We don't know the person who's putting the spotlight. You don't get to see the people who actually are behind the production. You only see the people who are the stars of the show. So I love that he
took the time,
controlled his emotions,
controlled his emotions,
right,
and not just react in a negative way.
I respected that you are supposed to protect your mom. And you are supposed to cover a woman. And you should be asking those questions. So I ain't going to beat your ass today. But I want you to know that I got your mama back. And you ain't got to never worry about me taking advantage of her. So I'm going to show you that I'm not taking advantage of your mom. I respect that you going cold me on my stuff, because that's what a man does. They hold each other accountable. And let me tell you, if more men held each other accountable, the world would be a better place.
Look, somebody had to stand up, and it was you.
Come on now.
You felt the responsibility. You didn't wait on your your brothers, they even backed out, but you still stood there. And you was like, yup, I said it. You owned up to your responsibility. And I love that.
It was crazy. I was like, wait, hold on. Y'all just put the script on me? Like, no, we don't. They was like, they were like, we think you're doing an amazing job, Dad. We think we know that you bringing in money. And I was like, well, yeah.
That part.
Chef Ron said, was your mom complaining?
No, it was just the innate, you know what I mean?
What was happening?
Yeah, just me being a kid looking like, okay, we going to school, mommy going to work, but why daddy sleep? That type of thing, and not really knowing what's really going on behind the scenes or anything. So it was that, but it was a teachable moment.
He was just being a man, see, from very young. Like, it's not supposed to look like this.
Yeah.
That was a good one, Jomar. Thank you for sharing that. That was a perfect way for you to end our conversation. That was a perfect.
That was perfect.
I love that.
Of so many things that we've even been discussing throughout our coffee and conversations, right?
Well, my important said, but where do you get the idea that a man's supposed to go to work? You just assume, right? You know that if you don't work, you don't eat. So the idea is, good morning, Author Lynette. So I guess the idea was, you had to work. You couldn't, if you didn't eat, if you didn't work,
well, that's what you saw from back in the day. The man went to work and the woman was home with the kids. And
it's called
the stuff.
CNA. My grandma, so it was relatable.
Normally wasn't the one out working and the man was. So to see the roles reversed, I guess.
Heck, you couldn't even get a job back in the day. We had
as a woman, remember, women didn't have no rights. So at the end of the day, what could you do as a woman? You was just there as the helper in your lane, right? Your lane wasn't to go work. The man, that was the man's lane.
Oh, I got a parenting poem. We're gonna get this thing and close out with our parenting
poem. What's up?
Ina.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Ina, you got all the information down for your birthday this weekend? We're supposed to go. I told you we're supposed to go celebrate Ina's birthday this weekend.
Okay.
Hey, boo, somebody 42. 42. I know we get old.
Oh my goodness.
Ina, how old was you when we met? I know I was 19 and so you was 18. We met when I was 19 and Ina was 18. Yes. Was so funny that Ina, my best friend name is Amina. Then I relocate and I was here for a couple of months, and then I meet Ina and we have been friends. It was my first friend, the first friend I ever met in Charlotte when I relocated, and we have been friends ever since. He is not our age. Oh, you talking about Jomar?
Let me see. How old is Jomar? He's in his 30s?
No, he is not our age, but he saw his daddy working, then he saw him not working. It wasn't really about the work, it's the getting up and going. If you like you at 10 years old, you know what a job is. So technically it was his, I believe his personal
he answered him.
His personal thing, you know what I mean? Housekeeping. What are you talking about, Author Lynette?
The woman was doing housekeeping? That's what the woman's roles was?
Oh, the woman's role was housekeeping?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, keeping up the house. And you don't understand how important a role that is.
That's a job, honey.
That's an
all-day job. Because, honey, I don't like doing no bathrooms.
Don't we hate being, Ina, 18.
And I ain't mowing no lawns.
Ron, he said, okay, let's see. He was telling Ron, I had seen my dad work for years, so instinctively it was no longer happening, and I was wondering why. That's what I was saying. It was just, had to be
he was working.
He was his whole life, and then all of a sudden he wasn't. So what's going on? Why mommy getting up early? Why did I? And you already gonna be defensive.
You ain't working no more. You lost your job. What happened? So why you ain't just go get another job? Why you just laying down now?
Yep, taking care of kids and housekeeping was a woman's job. That was the job before they were able to go out into the work field and have rights and all that other stuff. That was your thing, and that's why and many of us
women did what they could do.
Yes,
because they couldn't even do a lot. Yeah. So they helped with whatever way they could, because they are helpers. And whatever the man needed help with, that's what they did. They helped. They did the housekeeping. They took care of the kids.
Yeah.
They made sure when the man came home, they set his bath. And see, that's where a lot of that stuff come from. That woman just, Lord Jesus.
Not Author Lynette tell my dang it. What was I doing at 42?
Well, dang, you can't remember what you was doing at 42?
I think Author Lynette, you're in your 50?
Are you in your 50s?
Because look at La look amazing too. Ella is 10 years older than me. So I'll be 40.
I ain't in her 50s.
Yeah. I said
No.
she 10 years. We celebrated her 50th party during the pandemic. Yes. La's in her 50th. That's why my dog be laughing. Chef Ron be like, girl, when I throw you a 50th party, you gonna have 70-year-olds, 80 years old, 60 years old. Cause you know, I'm like, and I go down and I'm gonna have the and I'll have the 30-year-olds, and so I'm like,
honey, y'all looking good
in the middle,
honey. Yeah, cause I'm 45. So,
Kia, you 45? What you think?
I know.
Chef Ron keep on forgetting how old he be every other day. He be like, I'll be like, dude,
day roll. Come on now, what?
Yeah, still is day roll. At the end of the day,
it takes me forever to fold up these clothes because Byron sure be coming in washing them, and all I gotta do is fold them, and they still be sitting there.
I think folding is the worst part.
Come on, I throw them in there for real. Let me throw them in
the machine is
I take 2 pods.
It is the putting away that is
it's the folding and putting them away.
And I don't even think it's the folding and putting them away because we gotta end this conversation. But this has been a good conversation.
Lord,
I don't really think that is the folding and putting them away so much as is the consistency. There are 7 people. Well, now it's 6 because Essence is gone. There are 6 people that live in my house that wears clothes every single day. So that is a load.
And it's just me and Byron. So
now it's easier because now, you know, the girls got their own, even though they'll be like, could you throw my stuff in the machine? Can you throw it in the dryer? Stuff like that. But as far as their bins getting back to them, now the only I still kind of help the boys. Okay. You know, I help my my young men.
Your kings.
My little princes. But they'll do it. If I say go put it in the dryer, go do this, I taught them how to, you know, put on this, put on that. So it's not that they wouldn't know how to, but I do. I definitely housekeeping, working for other people, meaning for the white families. Oh yeah, you are right.
Oh yeah.
You are right. Okay. They did get the side. Yes, So we've always been on. So that's still entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Because even though I wasn't in the field or whatever, I used what I was good at to add to my household.
Absolutely.
So it wasn't for free. It wasn't, So that's true. That's why my grandma, that's what my grandmas and aunties did. Yep, you are absolutely right. 55. Author Lynette is 55. You better work.
Come on now.
We love that
no, it don't crack.
Honey. That black don't crack. So we're going to pull y'all a card for today because this has been an awesome topic. Shout out to Jomar who jumped in to share his experience in such a transparent way. And that's the message of today. To be a parent is to be transparent. So be a transparent, right? Be crystal clear. Give guidance. Be a guardian and not just a overseer and a judge. And you know, we're molding and we're teaching and we're loving and we're becoming. And the more we do, I know she's gonna say something silly. Them damn socks I'm having a problem with
for 2 days.
The other one. That part. We hate
putting socks together. Like, why do one always kind of be missing every blue moon? Like, we gotta go, but
we gonna get you out of here. You know,
I was looking for a sock for 2 days.
Okay, and y'all see my shirt? Abracadabra, become your magic. Ain't no excuses. You decide the moment. Okay, so.
Ready?
Busy. What is our I am?
Ready?
1, 2, 3. I am. Is mine's I am favored, and yours is that purposeful? Yes.
What's up?
I realized that when I watched the replay, that when we go like this, the card is real clear, even though we have the glare in the light. Okay. So they definitely can see it, even though we can't see it from our angle. But I am favored and I am purposeful. And so I think that is an amazing comment. 2 I ams to end today's topic of being transparent as a parent, because you becoming more transparent as a parent. Yeah. Guiding in a loving way and nurturing and not advising, right? Because like I said, when we advise, we add vices. Yeah. And when we add vices, people don't see themselves in it. And so you are favored. So it is your responsibility to be purposeful in how you move and what you do and how you show up. And so that is key.
And when you're parenting, be purposeful. And what are you trying to get out of this moment, right? So deal with your emotions. Think first, especially if it's something that's stirring you the wrong way. Remember, God with love.
God with love. God with love. And I'm gonna
love,
do this,
not harm.
I'm gonna do this quick read because we talked about parent, and I definitely have a parenting poem. It's called "What a Good Parent Is." A good parent is not perfect in all that he or she does, but they are perfect in the aspect of unconditional love. But there is a time they must let go so their child can find his own soul. For all that you teach them will never give them their story, for without all their pain, they'll never find God's own glory. As a parent, you must teach them until they come of age, but then you must release them into their young adult stage. Don't think that when you let them go, they are going to be lonely, because that is the time when they will live their own testimony. For your children came through you and you have protected them thus far. But now is God's time to mold them into who they really are. Because it's not all about what you think people see, but it is all about what God called them to be. And the process won't be easy to watch your child go through pain, but as a good parent, you know there is sunshine after rain. And you may even be ashamed of the choices that they make as it seems to reflect through, but you must let go of that spirit and realize that it is bigger than you. For God has a purpose for us all, and there is no exception to the rule. Just hold on to the fact that you provided your children with the proper tools. For a good parent knows to God be the glory, and that just as you have, they must live their own story. For now that they have grown, your job is quite simple. When the world turns their back, you must be your child's dimple. For your protection is not needed, but a friend indeed, to help nurture the plant in which you started the seed. Just be there for your child and give them your hand to hold. For the Father of us all is getting ready to mold. As a good parent, just be there holding your badge of love and watch as God transcends and works his magic from above. And so I want to leave you with that. That is an original, precious poem. Definitely, you can find all this stuff at the link in the app. I just want y'all to know that this has been an amazing hour. Thank you, God, for participating. We went a little over, but I mean, parenting is a topic that needs to go. We need to go over on. So, any last things you want to say?
Wake up and make today count. Period. And be purposeful with that parenting.
Be purposeful with your parenting.
Is the best way to go.
That is it. So, remember,
flip them switches. Come on, Melissa.
Remember, it is a relay race, and somebody is relying on you to turn your heartbeat into a soul beat in order to leave your soul print. Because the fingerprint tells us what you got wrong in this world, but the soul print, it tells us what you got right. And what God got right is you. And so it's time for us to recognize that we can never turn on anybody else's light, but we can provide enough light for them to find their switch. So stay lit in this world so somebody can find their way out of the darkness. It is your responsibility. That means the ability of measurement in which you can respond in. So please take it seriously. Don't play around. Kia, watch out for them purple lizards today. Remember to click those switches. Shout out to Melissa. Shout out to all the girl.
Flip them switches.
And
honey,
without further ado, remember that love grows everything. So you must love yourself first. This has been Coffee and Conversations. So don't forget to wake up and make today count. Come on now.
In the morning.
You are
Friday.
favored. And what is your word? You are favored and purposeful. Don't you forget that today.
Yes.
Look in that mirror and tell yourself, I am favored and I'm purposeful.
Come on now.
And I'm going to parent these kids in a loving, intentional way.
Come on. Intentional, transparent way.
That part. So we love you and we'll see you guys.
See y'all in the morning.
Bye-bye. Have an amazing Thursday. Don't forget to take out the trash. Bye-bye.